Cracker Island is the 8th studio album from Gorillaz, of course, the project of Mr. Damon Albarn, who, of course, famously lead singer of Blur. But then he started doing Gorillaz, and Gorillaz, I personally prefer to Blur. Blur do have some very good songs, but I don't know, Gorillaz for me, I think it's more creative, it's more interesting, and, well, he's made more stuff with them. So clearly he finds more interest in the Gorillaz project. Should also mention that Mr. Jamie Hewlett is also involved. He does like all the animation and the videos and the comics, etc. But he's a big part of Gorillaz. I did miss that, so just putting it here. Cracker Island is the first actual album from them since the Now, because Song Machine was like a collection of songs, but it is an album, it's a collection of songs. And initially they set out to do Song Machine Season 2, but then it became Cracker Island, and it's what we have here. It's also considered by some to be a sort of sequel to Plastic Beach. In some of the themes, I can understand that, but I do feel like Gorillaz do touch on the perils of modern day and warfare and bombs and environmentalism in a lot of their projects when they talk about political stuff. So, in a way, it's kind of just its own thing. In terms of where I feel on this, I'd probably say it's one of the weaker Gorillaz records, in my opinion. I enjoyed Song Machine quite a lot. There was a lot of fantastic tracks on there, whether they had more meaningful lyricism or whether they were just fun stuff. I really enjoyed that record. That was one of my favourite Gorillaz projects. This one, I mean, starts off very well. The title track with Thundercat is pretty good. It's very catchy, good bass line. Thundercat brings the funk to it, and it kicks off the album very well. Oil with Stevie Nicks, I love that track. Potentially one of my favourite Gorillaz tracks ever. I think those two come well together with their talk of greed and warfare, and obviously Oil, it's all very much interlinked together and sort of like the fight for that sort of thing. But those two come together really well. I love the production. It grips you from the instant moment the track comes on. I love that track. Baby Queen was a single, but I didn't hear it until I got the new FIFA this year. And every time it comes up on FIFA, I stop playing. I'm like, I want to listen to this song. It's catchy, it's melodic, it's another great synthy wave type track, fun track. It doesn't necessarily massively fit into the themes of the record, but I feel it fits as part of the record. Gorillaz track, in my opinion, I really enjoy that. Also mentioned Silent Running with Adelehi Omotayo, who is the only artist, I believe, on this that I've not heard of before. He sounds great vocally. I think the more sort of funky production as well fits. I love the whistles as well in the track. It's a very good track. After that, I will say the rest of the tracks range from to enjoyable. The track with Tame Impala and Booty Brown is pretty fun, although I think it does just feel like a Tame Impala track than a Gorillaz track, I will say. Booty Brown does his thing as well. Nice to see him back in the Gorillaz. Just thought I'd add a few more thoughts to this because I don't feel like I explained it amazingly, but I enjoyed this track while it's on, but it's not like a track I'd go back to. I just think it does everything fine and decently enough to keep you intrigued, but it's not something you go back to. As I said, it's pretty bog standard Tame Impala. Booty Brown is good, but he's not doing anything that amazing. It just, I don't know, it just felt like a decent enough track, but not anything amazing. The Tired Influencer, I like the themes of the track, and it is enjoyable, but it's a bit repetitive. The track with Bad Bunny it's decent, but it's not that gripping to me personally, and I think Bad Bunny has been on better tracks in my opinion. Tarantula is probably the weakest track on here. It's fine, it doesn't do anything really too different from the rest of the album, and it's skippable really. Oh, actually no, Skinny Ape, I really like. It's so catchy and enjoyable. It's kind of memey with the skinny little ape, that bit. That is kind of ridiculous, but I still think it's a fun track, to be fair. At first I didn't, and the production's cool. The final track, Possession Island with Beck, I think they harmonise well together. It is a duet of sorts, but I don't know, for me, it just feels like it needed a bit more something to me. It feels like an alright closer, in my opinion. Overall, I think this is an enjoyable listen, and it's an album I think I will go back to. And hey, my opinion might change. I mean, the first time I heard this, I was like, oh, I quite like this a lot. It's a 7.5. And then the second time, I enjoyed it a bit more. This time, I'm probably going to give it like a 6.5, I'd say. In terms of my overall rankings of like Gorillaz albums, I'd say Demon Days is at the top, then Plastic Beach, then Song Machine, then the self-titled, then the End of the World record. God, I can't remember what it's called, you know. I should know that. Then the then this, then the Now, and then the Fall. So it's like my third favourite Gorillaz record. So third least favourite, sorry. So like, yeah, I don't know. I guess overall, after listening to this a few times, I'm a little bit disappointed by it. I would have liked them to explore the sounds a bit more. I feel like the guests didn't all quite come off. I think Beck sort of was fine. Bad Bunny was fine. But, you know, we got some very good tracks from this record, so there's that. And hey, maybe my opinion will change. By the way, that record I forgot was Humans. A bit disappointed in myself there, but hey ho, we move. That's my thoughts on this new Gorillaz record. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And until next time, folks, this has been another Tom Talks.